We're live. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's the last day of September 2025.
Yeah. Around the globe.
3/4 of the year's gone.
Whoa.
Let us know where you're watching from and put KMT, #KMT for a Kills Keto is Carnivore book today. And we're going to be talking to Dr. Avi Charlton. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat, QQQ in the front, so we can identify them easier. How are you doing today, Dr. Kilt?
I'm doing awesome. It's a beautiful day. I'm in Sarasota for a few more days, then back up north for a week or two. And just, as they say, living the dream. And it's all a dream, a beautiful dream. So it's great to be here, great to be sharing around the globe with our brothers and sisters who are looking for ideas to heal outside of our standard Western medical system, which is pretty much addicted us to drugs.
Yep.
And maybe they're appropriate sometimes, but it seems what's happening, it's been used all the time. And Dr. Avi Charlton, are you noticing that in your world?
Yes, I am. It's so many prescribing of drugs. And I used to be such a doctor, but I'm trying to move away from it. I try to prescribe lifestyle rather than prescribe medications.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came from, it sounds like pretty much a standard world of medicine into a more non-standard, non-traditional.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me first, for inviting me to come to your live. I have been a GP, General Practitioner, family physician for 20 years. I finished medical school and I went straight into GP training. But I had a personal journey. So about 7 or 8 years ago, I discovered that I was a bit overweight, tired, and I wanted to do something about it. My kids had grown up a little bit. They were maybe 5 and 8, something like that. And I decided that I wanted to lose weight and gain health, keep fit. And I joined the local gym. The gym prescribed me with an 8-week body transformation challenge. And I thought, that would be good fun to participate in an 8-week body transformation challenge. After 8 weeks, I had lost 4% body fat and 4 kilos, which is quite a lot for a tiny, very petite, short me. And I felt much better. So I discovered this low-carb ketogenic diet, and I looked into a bit more, looked into low-carb down under in Australia, and also Nutrition Network from South Africa. And then it happened to be lockdown, so I had extra time because patients weren't coming in to see me in the clinic anymore. So I learned heaps about nutrition, low-carb, ketogenic diet, therapeutic carbohydrate restriction, and I keep diving in and helped a lot of patients with losing weight and getting rid of medications. And it was so rewarding that I set up a low-carb clinic, calling it Melbourne Low Carb Clinic, 3 years now, branding myself as a low-carb doctor, lifestyle GP. So patients come in and I talk about low-carb lifestyle, and I feel so connected with the community and looked into carnivore. I'm not a carnivore myself, but I am quite low-carb keto, and I met Dr. Kiltz when he came to Melbourne in May.
It was wonderful. What are you noticing in the sort of the differences of standard medicine and the keto carnivore world, and maybe even community wise, that in our standard world it seems so corporate and regimented and propagandized, but in the keto carnivore world, there's welcoming and opening and opposites. And tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in the differences.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in the low carb ketogenic carnivore world, people are much more curious and we keep learning. We keep diving into the science, and quite a lot of patients that come in that have adopted this lifestyle have learned a lot already. And I must admit, some of them know more than me. But I think this is very important, that us as doctors need to keep learning, open mind, and certainly embracing this journey, learning from lots of different doctors, and yeah, certainly amazing, which I have embraced this low carb ketogenic diet and journey.
We use the word open mind, and it's sort of you, in order to maintain your proper licensure and ability to practice, you have to maintain the stay on the path. And when you go off the path, and I know that Dr. Fetke,
Yes.
and was it Tim Noakes in
Yes.
South Africa? Their
Yes.
licenses had been challenged, and
Yes.
and ultimately, I think the gift of COVID in some ways exposed us to a whole new way of living, which now I'm on. You could go right to Amazon and get your Audible low carb GP lifestyle nutrition with Dr. Avi Charlton from all over the world.
Yeah. Dr. Nelson pulled up this book. I've actually got a copy too, the ketogenic book. I've got in my bookshelf somewhere there. And I was chatting to Dr. Gary Fetke maybe a month or two ago, and he said if I follow that ketogenic book, it's I'm quite protected, because there's so much evidence with the ketogenic low carb diet with therapeutic carbohydrate restriction. So I think it is quite different to what the usual doctor would prescribe, and we're not necessarily following the standard guidelines. But if we follow the evidence and follow what is the best thing to do for our patients, I think we can back ourselves up and hopefully not get into too much trouble. And there's certainly APRA is the Australian Medical Board body, which is quite difficult to handle sometimes, with lots of restrictions and they chase after you.
And yet we're finding so much healing in completely non-standard methods, and all continuing to be open to opposite ideas is such an important thing. And ultimately, it was the non-standard, non-evidence, according to our standard way of following, that got us into this amazing game changer. And now, do you follow a keto carnivore lifestyle? And maybe you could tell our listeners and watchers a little bit about your lifestyle and how you've led to your health and wellness, and then maybe we talk a little bit about breathing.
Yeah, no problem. I follow more of a low carb ketogenic diet. About when I did that gym body transformation challenge about 6 or 7 years ago, the trainer had put on a spreadsheet that I had to eat so much protein, 120 gram of protein, and 20 gram of fat, and 10 gram of carbs each meal, something like that. So since then, I have adopted that heavy in protein, eat lots of protein first. And I do eat veggies, so it'll be mostly above ground veggies. And sometimes some meals I don't worry about veggies because there's nothing in the fridge. But I've got teenagers, so I do like them to eat the veggies. They would be quite happy to just eat meat, but I include them into the plate just for the completeness sake, so they're not too picky. Quite often I eat 2 meals a day. I start eating at midday and I eat at dinner. Try not to snack. Sometimes I just am peckish, and sometimes it happens quite most often not no snacking. So that's what I eat most days is protein and sometimes veggies, but sometimes carnivore meals. So yeah, that's my eating, and mostly low carb and keto, sometimes carnivore meals.
Fat. Where do we prioritize fat in our world?
Yeah, I love the fat, and I would eat the fatty meat. I love my lamb with fat around the meat. I love the steak with the fat around it. The kids don't like it, and the husband doesn't like it, so I end up eating all of the fatty meat myself. And I love butter. I love cheese and nuts and seeds and yogurt. So yeah, I have protein, and then I put healthy fat on the plate, and usually that's about all I need.
Do you think, getting back to our guidelines and keto, is keto just a safer word and acceptable in the standard medical world than carnivore is?
It is, yes. I hear so many stories that the patients come in and their doctor's not supportive of carnivore. Quite often they're not supportive of keto either, because keto will raise your cholesterol and the standard doctors get worried about it. Low carb Mediterranean is a bit more acceptable in the doctor's world. So sometimes we tell the patients to just say you're on a Mediterranean diet, which is real food. And the doctors won't be as much of a critic to and not supportive of this patient's journey. Yeah, carnivore doesn't sit well with my colleagues in the doctor's world. They think you should have your veggies.
A carb-free Mediterranean diet.
Yeah. A modified Mediterranean diet with a little bit less grains and carbs and a bit more meat and healthy fats.
And tell us a little bit about the breath work and is that something we want to talk about? And
Sure.
And people in the
Absolutely.
chat want to hear about it also. They want to hear about breath work and whatnot. So we should talk about that.
Yeah, sure. That's another rabbit hole that I've dived into. I was in a conference called a keto long weekend in Queensland. So I heard a talk about breathing and breath work, and I decided to read the book called Oxygen Advantage by Patrick McKeown. And then I decided to learn a whole lot more about breath work, just like I dived into the nutrition world. And it's amazing, whole new journey on learning about lifestyle, because a lot of people don't pay attention to breathing. People don't look into how they breathe. They don't know if they're breathing through the nose or the mouth. And there's the modern lifestyle quite often makes them mouth breathe. And in fact, nobody should be mouth breathing. So quite often I tell people that you should look into your breathing. Are you nose breathing or mouth breathing? Sometimes people have gone into change the diet already, but they haven't looked into their breathing, and they don't even know if they're nose breathing or mouth breathing until I mentioned it. And if you change your breathing to be nose breathing, quite often that'll improve a lot of health already. Sometimes it helps you breathe more into the diaphragm rather than upper chest. So you're breathing lower down, way down into the chest rather than upper breathing. And sometimes paying attention to nose breathing can improve your snoring, make you breathe better at night. If you nose breathe at night and maybe you want to tape your mouth and see how that goes, that might help you sleep a bit better. So I've had a man who changed his breathing from mouth breathing to nose breathing. And he said, I've saved his marriage because he stopped snoring and he stopped his restless legs. So he had gained health and his asthma got better, his snoring got better, restlessness improved, and his wife was so much better with him sleeping next to him, next to her, rather than kick him out to a different bed. So stories like this is amazing. And sometimes some people suffer from stress and anxiety and panic attacks, and they've changed their diet already to carnivore or low carb keto, but they still have panic attacks, and learning to slow down breathing, practicing breath work can really engage the parasympathetic nervous system, slow down the nervous system and help them control anxiety and stress. So through this journey, I've dived into Oxygen Advantage, and I learned to host breathwork workshops, and I became a breathwork facilitator. So I think that's another tool that we can help patients with managing their nervous system, managing their stress, anxiety. So I'm coaching people to breathe better, host breathwork workshops, and helping them feel much calmer. And if they have a panic attack, they can just breathe slower. And I say, breathe in for 5 counts, breathe out for 5 counts. And if you do it once a day or 2 times a day or 3 times a day is even better. So that's another rabbit hole that I have dived into, to slow down your breathing, breathe deep into your diaphragm, and even breathe lighter, nose breathing all the time. And quite often that is another pillar that we can help with improving people's lifestyle.
Do you incorporate any mindset ideas that bring in meditation, prayer, incorporating, or any special books or ideas that you recommend for those suffering?
Yeah, I haven't got any books that I recommend, but there's apps like Mindfulness, Insight Timer that I prescribe to patients a lot. And there's a free version of Insight Timer that people can just download. I have used it for years, so I paid the app now. I feel like I should contribute a bit to the app. But there's mindful meditation apps that people can use, and I think they are amazing. That I personally do 5 minutes to half an hour, depending on how much time I have. First thing in the morning, I would have a bone broth because I got rid of my coffee. I hold a bone broth, do my breath work for 5 minutes, or if on a weekend I do 30 minutes, and that sets me up, calm me down for the day, reduce the morning cortisol. And I love this morning routine that I have before I start my day.
Yeah, I think that's such an important thing, that because so many of us are listening to the news and the worry of the world, and calming our thinking and aligning it with sort of ancient practices. I always go to Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius, Buddha, and many others who have sort of shared ideas that, you know, we talk about the keto carnivore world and diet, but
yes,
we really don't instill enough of the mindset. And
yeah, I agree with you. I think the mindset is very important, and people will struggle. Sometimes they go carnivore and they find it so difficult, and they find it's a victim mindset. They're not there to prioritize their health and create, and they victimize themselves that, oh, why is it always me and I have to do this? It's so hard. I can't eat so many things. But rather than thinking about what you can't have, you can think about you're prioritizing your health. And I think that's much more important.
Can I say something I like to do? I like to go down the street and smile at people and say hi. And I think that cheers up my day, and it also cheers up other people's days, because we don't do that enough anymore. And I think that's part of the mindset, right, Dr. Gill? It's like, everyone's awesome. Let's go say hi to them.
well,
You know?
I was on a walk with my friend Dr. Glover over at the beach here on Lido Key, And as we're walking, I was saying hello to someone. They said hello, and he says, "Do you know them?" I said, "No." I said, "Wow, they acted like they knew you, and you knew them." I said, "Well, we're in a community, even within our own homes. We pretty much become zombies."
Right.
And rather than recognizing our community, and that's what a KMT and all these communities we're developing, it's our brothers and sisters. And that's why it's important for us to be open to opposite ideas and not waiting for the science or the sort of the whatever the going beliefs are, but simply, hello, how you doing? Or a smile,
Right.
or just a smile, right? And I used to I love Wayne Dyer and a lot of his stuff that he'd shared through the years, and I think that's such an important thing for all of us, because I say hello and smile as many people I can every day. What's that say? Go back to that.
Oh, it says,
Go back
I thought, yeah, sorry. I say hello and smile.
Say bud.
Yeah. Positive vibration. Yeah, exactly. Sorry about that.
And last night with Dr. Joseph, and again, it's people just were hanging out. And I was looking at something this morning where our online time was 0 30 years ago, and now it's the majority of what we spend time with. But these are our communities, and I think we should embrace the beauty of what they are, and that's why I think these lives are so good, because now you get to hang out, you ask questions, you comment. Like last night on our 5:30 Zoom meeting, where everyone shows their face if they want or not, right? And
I agree with you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my 83-year-old mum, and I talk to her when I'm driving to work every day. So when I'm driving in the car, I talk to my mum, and she was half talking to me and half saying hi to everybody that she's walking, because she's doing her walk, and she's saying hi, hello, and talking to me at the same time while I'm driving.
Well, I was riding my bike last night. I was talking to my brother Ray, and Ray and I are very much the same. So, I would say hello, and then he would say hi, but ultimately I was saying hi to the person walking their dog, or just walking down the street, or the workers, or whatever it is. And I think maybe that's what we all need to do, because we create these, what we think is these closed communities, but they're really open to everyone. And even, again, vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, pescatarians, just because we're curious about hanging out with other people and listening and learning from ideas. I had fish for dinner last night. Salmon.
Oh, wow.
And scallops and capers with lemon.
Oh, no, you had lemon.
Yeah. Opening up to different new ideas, because ultimately, maybe it's just the when you do a consultation for a new client, Dr. Charlton, do you give them like 5 minutes and then you're done, or is it 30 minutes and more in-depth time and the time to get to know people?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to move away from the quick medicine. The quick medicine I used to do was 10 minutes in and out, but the new clinic that I started 3 years ago is up to 45 minutes. So it takes about 20 minutes to take a history, to ask about what they eat and do they exercise and who they live with, what job they do. So I give them a bit of time and I listen to their concerns. I think that's the most important thing, is people want to be listened to. So 45 minutes, I still find it not enough time, because quite often I'm still going over, and then I write a plan. We do a plan together. I email them the plan, and then we agree on what we're going to do from then onwards. Then we're going to organize the time to catch up, and then I tell them, now that you've got a time for the next appointment, maybe you'll try to be consistent and you're going to tell me what you've done next time we meet, that you haven't gone into the sugars and and the processed foods. So yeah, 45 minutes, still not enough, but I'm certainly totally embracing the longer time that I organize with the patient. It is a bit more expensive, but the patients invest in the money and they invest in their own health. They have much higher chance of success when they have invested in the time, the money, and the mindset as well.
Yeah, our healthcare system is much in the way of hurt care, and the cost of healthcare in America is extremely expensive. It's a leading cause of bankruptcy is medical debt, and we're getting sicker, and so the high costs of our diseases, along with the high cost of drugs and healthcare. So what you're saying is that let's look at an investment to your healthcare and your lifestyle. And I know Dr. Nelson could spell this out. I know for myself it's been better, maybe Alia and others. Like in essence, who's more valuable than you to invest whatever it takes to become healthy? And then this change usually is like, wow, we spend a lot less.
Yeah, absolutely agree. So if they invest in coming to see me, and I might tell them to take one less medication, we might be able to get rid of like Ozempic, or get rid of some diabetic medication, then you're saving money in the end, and you've got less chances of complication. You might perform better. If they're in a working age, then your brain works better, then you can make more money ultimately. So I think it's good investment to pay for
more men, mommies, and masters. And
okay.
And the money is purely for reinvestment into our lives. And I always say money in the bank does you no good. It's the money that you flow back into the system of humanity to help yourself and others grow and live a better life. Because at the end of the day, you should die with no money. The best way, right? Everyone's got to do their own work in life to make their own money. There's no money to give to anyone else. Go to work.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think some older patients are also much better in spending medical money, and they also invest on other things like infrared saunas and holidays and gatherings, which will help with their mental health as well. So yeah, I'm seeing those things.
Well, tell us maybe a little bit light therapy and infrared and saunas and things like that. Where do you place those in the health and wellness realm?
Yeah, it's another rabbit hole that I have dived into. I think they are so great at improving our health. And I bought an infrared sauna about 12 months ago. Before that, I had neck pain, which lasted many months, and saw a physio, did exercises, strength training, and it just wouldn't get better. So I bought a portable infrared sauna, and I try to do it 10 up to 20 minutes almost every day, which ends up probably 4 or 5 times a week. And this neck pain gone away after a few weeks. And turns out that these infrared is similar to the infrared energy that we get from our sunlight, that it can reduce inflammation, give us good energy, and improve healing. So yeah, that's another rabbit hole that I dive into about circadian health, infrared, vitamin D, getting outside. And as a routine, I tell my patients that if you get outside first thing in the morning, that's amazing. That'll help you sleep and build melatonin. If you get 5 to 10 minutes in the middle of the day, you can build vitamin D, and that will improve your immune system, not just bone health. And that'll make you help you make hormones as well with higher vitamin D. And if you can get another 5 to 10 minutes before the sun sets, that is a bonus, then that you get the infrared rays from the sun. But we're just coming out of winter in Melbourne. It is quite difficult, and everyone's got low vitamin D. And if you can afford an infrared panel or infrared sauna, then that infrared can help you with more healing, anti-inflammatory effects. So much benefits.
Which it sounds to me like that's another investment in your health and wellness, your lifestyle, eating the right foods, thinking the right thoughts, breathing the right breaths, connecting.
Yes.
I'm going to use the word right people, but ultimately all people are the right people. You fix yourself, you fix the world, get out there and share smiles and love and kindness. And those are so important for all of us every single day. Maybe that's probably because you go to the doctor and they weigh you do your blood pressure, they look at your labs, and usually it's like, oh no, it doesn't look so good. There's no positivity. There's no like, hey, Dr. Nelson, so good to see you, or Alia, or Dr. Avi. It's we're like, you get 10 minutes per visit. It's problem oriented. It's problem and prescription oriented. Great,
Yeah.
you're here for a pill. Let's make sure you get it. Nowadays, you can get it quick and easy online in so many ways. And
Yes.
right.
Yeah, that's right. I think I used to be a doctor that just checks your blood pressure, and I'll check it 3 times. And then if you're high blood pressure, then here's a blood pressure tablet. But now I've given people a bit of a chance to improve the diet. So there was an old lady who's about 70 or something. I found her blood pressure to be quite high, and I asked her what she eats. Turns out she has cuppa soups every day for lunchtime, instant soups. And I thought, oh my God, that's just a chemical concoction. I told her to get rid of the cuppa soups, and 3 weeks later, her blood pressure came back normal. So simple things. She saved herself the tablet, and I don't have to write a prescription. I get her to come back for another visit, and she learned that eating real food is important, not just for convenience sake. So very rewarding, these things.
That's
Very
great.
good.
Impacting people, and you touch thousands more people online through your podcasting.
Yes.
And nowadays people have access to so many different ideas from different people, and we're learning and sharing something that, there's really no excuse to not listening, learning, and changing, because I know for myself, 55 years of standard diet pretty much, and keto carnivore for the last 15 years, never felt better. It's not perfect. This doesn't mean we're not going to get some diseases, right?
No.
Or not need the Western medical system sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we all need to keep learning. And it's very sad, a lot of our doctor colleagues that just condemn it straight away and not keep looking. They just think it's extreme, and ketogenic diet is inflammatory and causes high cholesterol will block your arteries. It's very hard to convince those doctors.
But it's true that I'd say my grandmother lived 104. She smoked Pall Malls and drank Manhattans.
Oh, wow.
And so an N of 1 isn't always the best way to look at this, but certainly I know this, that she loved people. She loved servicing people and connecting with people. And so it's, to know the why part of it. My good friend Dave, he was the happiest, most amazing guy. He exercised, ate a healthy diet, dies at 52, cancer. Again, we don't know how and when and why, but certainly we're finding a better way to sharing health and wellness around the globe today. Now we have social media, and this is the new social medicine more than anything. You want to grab some of these cues, Alia? Well, let's get Amy out.
Do it.
We got a bunch of questions.
Tons of questions. But Dr. Nelson, Can you put her YouTube channel in the chat, please?
Yeah, there was that. I
Thank
used to
you.
have
How was
horrible
it?
pain, but not since I started carnivore. All aches and pains went away. From Amy, Brisket Boomers, type 1 diabetic for many years, carnivore. Would
Great.
you agree with that statement?
Yeah, absolutely. I hear a lot of carnivore stories, and they've improved their health so much. Got rid of autoimmune conditions and skin conditions, psoriasis, eczema. So many amazing stories.
I want to read this from Uncle Charlie. Uncle Charlie says, thanks. My A1C was 18. Now it's 5.4, 350 pounds to 185, 4 years. OMAD, 1 pound of grass-fed beef or 80-20, 90-10 bison, and 6 whole raw eggs. Oh, 6 whole eggs. God bless all of you guys. Animal documents. I guess documentary was great. Thanks, Ken Berry. Awesome.
Oh,
You know, it is. I mean, animal fatty meat, animal based. I think is important. Can you eat some plants sometimes? I think you can, but you never know which is the one that's going to take you down.
yeah, that's right. And I see Main Runner talking about nose breathing when running. Yes, I am a runner too. I've run 2 full marathons and I walked 100 kilometers in an Oxfam challenge a couple of years ago. And this is something that I've changed to as well. I've changed to nose breathing when I'm running, and it helps with aerobic capacity. It helps with fat burning more. So it's great to complement our low carb carnivore diet. So it certainly helps with breathing better and getting better oxygenation into your bloodstream.
Okay, great. Let's
And
do
more
the
nitric
next.
oxide.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So this nitric oxide gas is built up with nose breathing. It's a magic gas. It's anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial. They even were researching whilst the COVID outbreak was happening that if nitric oxide can be harnessed. But turns out you just have to breathe through your nose breathing all the time, and breath holds can be helpful to build up nitric oxide. So when I was walking, sometimes at the end of the run or walk, I would do 20 steps of breath holds and then walk with no breath holds for 20 steps and alternate a few times just to get more carbon dioxide tolerance. That's another thing that can help.
So movement is critical, and we're in our box, our cave too much. We have to just get out, right? And whether it's walking or biking or swimming or going to the community and having a conversation with others and talk about keto, carnivore, and fitness and that's what we need to do. But get out of the cave.
Yeah. Yeah, so much benefit going outside. There's good forest anti-inflammatory effects in the outside, in the sun. And I do park run every Saturday morning. I don't think there's limited park run in America, but park run is quite big in the UK and Australia. And we count milestones. So I'm up to about 300 park runs once a week on a Saturday.
Wow. Nice.
We celebrate these milestones by they give us a free T-shirt.
But getting out with a community movement, and it's when you're going and working with others, there's a communal energy, right? It's a flock, right? There's your energy is pulled. You push and pull others, and I think that's what we're all doing together. Is this is a community around the globe, an idea of a flock in order to create something more positive for our healing, and recognizing there are problems and challenges. It's natural and normal, right? How do we bring love, kindness, and forgiveness and peace around the globe? We all have to have it, right? It's just
Absolutely.
active.
And I think a lot of those blue zones, they live long. Those blue zone communities live really long because they have great connection, and the older people come out and help the youngs
And-
rather than just other diet things like
Community.
veganism.
Community.
Yes, that's right.
Blue zone can be created it's created everywhere. And again, there's a blue zone everywhere in the world. Some people have just reported larger areas, but ultimately they're in small communities everywhere. They can
Right.
start
Yeah.
right in your home, right? Or your workplace. And rather than waiting for someone else to bring the smile, the meditation, the walking, hey, let's go for a walk at lunch. Again, it's like breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack. We should do, sort of like, let's go for a walk together. Let's connect together. Much more so.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Dr. Kiltz, maybe that should be the meetup on December 13th. Don't do a meeting, just go for a walk and go eat lunch.
Well, that's absolutely it. But we're commuting together. Let's all go for a walk. That's a really good idea. I love it. Maybe we'll do it.
Yeah,
Nice.
in fact, there's a website called Walk with a Doctor. And I was just thinking of signing up to be a doctor host with Walk with a Doc. I'm just thinking about the logistics of organizing this morning. So that might be a great initiative, that once a week or once a fortnight or something regularly, go taking the community for a walk. And they suggest the doctor can do a talk in the beginning and then go to talk to different people that join the walk. And it's a free community event. They can come together. So I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah, I think that's, again, start it yourself, right? And it may be you're just going on live, and you're going for a walk, and then other people show up. And I know I live in a small community, and people are walking everywhere. People love to walk. It's really important.
That's great.
So
Let's hit some of the cues, Alia.
Okay, Cookie Carter. Good morning, everyone. Why do we have so many doctors going against the diet that will heal and is beneficial for people? How can I get my family and friends to understand the importance of eating a proper human diet?
It's a bit of a problem. I think the doctors were never taught about nutrition in medical school. We only get taught for maybe half a lesson, and we just we've been told to just refer to dietitians. And so, yeah, that's the problem, is we were never taught, which is a bit of a disappointing
Or
fact.
we're taught the wrong thing anyway, right?
That's
we're
right.
taught plenty of fruits, fiber, vegetables, seeds, nuts, lean meat, 3 meals a day, 3 snacks.
Yes.
And we don't know why you're sick. It's genetic, and here's a pill, right? Because we went into medicine because we were attracted to the field that is helping people. But the beauty is, I think Cookie Carter and all of our jobs is be the example to your doctors, begin to teach your doctors and others. And remember, today, healthcare practitioners are everyone. Kiltz Health and our Kiltz Keto Carnivore coaching course is giving you the knowledge that you control your healthcare. We're going to have a link. You can order all your labs, all your blood, all your testing, diagnostic, and you can talk to a coach. That really, the Western medical system it has its purpose, but really healthcare is everyone. And we want to give the power to every individual through, again, all the information that we learned in medical school, that you had to get into medical school, now is open access for everyone.
Yeah, it's such a different era now that you can almost get all the information from the internet. It's you need to decipher what's reliable information and what's not. But so many patients know so much more than us doctors do. And I think, us doctors need to be more curious and keep learning from our patients and learn from successful journeys.
Well, I think that's interesting. You comment about we have to know what's truth and what's untruth. And the challenge is it's sometimes truth and sometimes not. It's all moving. And so, you know, we're for all of us, we do one thing, it doesn't work, we try something else, and we have to be open to constant change. And I think the best thing we can do is not ridicule our doctors, but work with them. You know, we want to honor all people, and at some point, that's why the knowledge is now a podcast, or you know, a live community, or a community that's simply each other, right? I go to Amy and ask Amy questions, or United Carnivore, or you know, Papa Carnivore. You know, all of our brothers and sisters. You know, old guy Carnivore Mitch. And we're asking others who have been in the space that have healed their bodies. What did you do? It's like going back to our great grandmothers, and you know, our ancients, our healers in the community.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, we need to learn from our own body, and sometimes something that somebody else does doesn't suit you, so you just gotta try and error and try n equals 1.
And keep on.
You can always learn from each other, and then you can try this method that this person.
Uh-oh.
Which is the beauty of online today, is that, okay, Kiltz is eating salmon now, all right? and he's extra boosting now with some vitamin K and D and some fish oil, cod liver oil, and let's see, what else is he doing? Taking his other what are the supplements? I'm trying to still on my organ meat supplements. But again, if one thing isn't working, we try another, and we're open to change. My good friend, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, is working on throwing in a little bit of plants in there, and leaner meat, protein sparing, modified fat. Again, we're open to all sorts of opposites, all sorts.
Yeah, I do suggest protein sparing to some people who just can't seem to lose weight, and you can give it a go. A couple of days of lower fat meals and more leaner protein, and just for 2 days a week, and see how that goes. So yeah, I do suggest people can give it a go.
And the interesting part is, I see a lot of fat people running on marathons, and they're quite strong, powerful, and amazing. I always say fat and obesity causes 0 diseases, none. And in fact, we've got it all wrong. And basically, someone who carries an extra 100 pounds and can beat you in a run, they're stronger than you are. They're healthier than you are. And that's why in just 1 or 2 weeks on keto carnivore, you feel so much better, because you're cleaning out the gut, which is the garbage can.
And it shouldn't be the garbage can. Your gut shouldn't be the garbage can.
No, it should be the proper human digester to extract the proper minerals, vitamins, and nutrients, and then get rid of the rest. But it's pretty much a compost heap and a fermentation bucket.
So many people not paying attention to what food they're putting in, and until we ask them. Or it's misinformation. People don't know what's good, and they think fruit and veggies and lots of fiber. That's what they've been told all their life.
Right. Oh, I'm
sorry. I'm at the same time. I just want to get a little, look at the whole part here is that we have to be, that there can be some variety to our carnivore lives, right? But go ahead. I'm sorry about that, Ali.
That's okay. Dr. Avi, Ironvore Fitness, are you planning on visiting Adelaide anytime soon?
Thank you. This is Alan. Thank you for staying tuned, Alan. We met at the Carnivore Conference, same conference as I met Dr. Kiltz. But no, I haven't got any plans to visit Adelaide. You've got Dr. Caroline Harris, which is amazing.
I forget how huge Australia is a huge continent, and it's not like you go from one city to the next. That's easily, but
I think we kind of already answered this question, but I will read it. Jets Afterburners podcast. How do I explain to people that it is the proper human diet? I've been lying diet for 11 months and I feel alive, yet I can't articulate how to convey this lifestyle to a non-believer. #KiltStrong.
well, because I would say just keep on articulating, even if it seems I can't articulate, you're still sharing an idea enough times. It's always practice, right? The more you keep sharing it, the more you keep sharing it, the more you keep sharing it, the more it's like, whoa, wow, I'm good at it now. That's what this is all about, isn't it?
That's what it's all about.
Most people understand sugar's bad for you, but most people don't think that carbohydrates become sugar. So when you say to them carbohydrates are all sugar molecules linked together, they all become sugar when they go into your tummy, and they sort of go, oh yeah. And they go, so I can't have the bread and the cereal. So they sort of understand that too much sugar is no good for you.
Rodjinovic says, my ancestry is Serbian. They are huge meat eaters and they live to their late 90s. And again, I think it's back to community. It's our community, right?
Yeah.
That's so important. You want to click those questions? Go right down them, Molly.
Okay, so Elke, what about mouth tape at night? Best type if you think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We have this tape called micropore tape, which is very cheap. I get it from the clinic, and you can get it from the chemist for like a couple of dollars, Australian dollars. But you can just have a little strip. You don't have to have it taped up in the mouth if you're worried that you'll suffocate. But you won't suffocate, and it's quite easy to take off. I usually say give yourself about a week to get used to. If the first 2 or 3 nights you only last 2 or 3 hours, that's okay, and you might last the whole night after a week. And quite often people sleep better. They make sure they're nose breathing rather than mouth breathing. They wake up much more refreshed. They have less snoring. So it sounds a bit extreme, but if you don't like it, just take it off after a couple of hours. You can give it a go.
Trying something different, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Dawn says many people use tape on their mouth only to breathe through nose at night. What? Oh, you just answered this question basically. Okay, good. John, Dr. Kiltz, did you start your 5-day fast?
Monday.
Everybody, Monday.
Well,
Do the
Monday,
fast.
Monday is. Yeah, Monday, 5 days. Be there.
Be there or be square.
October 6th, next Monday.
Okay.
Chris Ovard, is eating fermented veggies better than cooked, and why? Anyone?
I think they're both good. I eat both. I would eat fermented veggies as well as cooked veggies. Or you don't have to have any veggies, but fermented veggies got the probiotic and good bacteria. A lot of carnivores do eat fermented veggies, and I think that's good.
There you go. And Dr. Kiltz, when are you going to Long Island?
Monday.
Are you really going to Long Island Monday? There you go.
Monday.
Oh, a Monday.
Okay. Yes, I'm working on it. We got to get it. We'll do something for sure. New Year's coming. Lots to organize.
That's right.
Organize.
Sharon has a comment, Dr. Kiltz, where I believe fat is a symptom like everything else. I have a hard time with the fact that adipose fat means you have some visceral fat, which isn't good.
That's untrue. There's no fat on your body that's harmful. It makes no sense. Why would your body deposit and make fat? Your body is doing something historically it had to do in order to get you ready for hibernation, migration, gestation. And so think about it. Go find food when there's no markets, no farmers, no ranchers, and see how you survive. Many animals going into winter, they must be fat enough to survive the winter or the hibernation or the migration. So again, we use it as a sign that you're an overeater and you're likely overeating a standard diet, because even carnivores do not get all skinny. Being a carnivore doesn't mean you're going to be skinny or ketovore at all. And remember, obesity, let's just call it a disease, which I don't think it is still the most common thing, even in the keto carnivore world. And many people, they lose weight and then they gain it back again. That's the standard norm. This idea that everyone's supposed to be, 95 to 150 pounds just ain't true. So, but it makes no sense. If a bear does not get fat enough, it will not implant a fertilized egg and become the mom that it's supposed to be. And it will not survive its hibernation.
John Hoover has a question. If fermented veggies are good, what about drinking kombucha?
Well, there's some alcohol in that, which I'm not a big fan of these fermented foods all the time. I think sometimes, but again, fermentation, cooking, soaking, and processing all made the plants less toxic. And so ultimately, without a farmer around the world, you wouldn't have these things, because in general, in nature, wherever you're hunting and gathering, there ain't much plant food for you to eat of any substance. And so we do it because we love variety in life. That's the nature. And we love eating into all of our different cultures around the world. And so I think that's one of the things that we can be a little bit more open to these ideas that sometimes, and if you eat them all the time, you may do fine. Dr. Nelson, do we know the cause of disease? Why some people get cancer and other people don't?
One of the great mysteries of life, but certainly our diets
may
have a big influence. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to prepare Dr. Nelson to answer this question, who has seen my blood work and knows that I'm not skinny. Dr. Nelson, LKS, how do you know that our ancestors had visceral fat? Could it be something that happened due to the crazy sad diet? Do well people have visceral fat?
So
there's several questions here, but the last question with relationship to my blood work and having extra body.
There is a difference between having visceral fat and having very excessive amounts of visceral fat. You need visceral fat to, among other things, hold your organs in place. Okay? So I think the issue is the excessive visceral fat. And, I wasn't there 50,000 years ago, but
maybe you were. Maybe you were, Dr. Nelson.
Well,
how about you, Dr. Kills? You remember?
Well, yeah, thank you. I do remember. But ultimately, again, it's all about food resources. We did not have the food resources ever until we figured out how to build granaries and store food and build civilizations and walls and wars and weapons. But we always fought for food and reproduction. That's nature, right? And again, zero fat means you're dead. And fat deposited in the viscera is normal. Excess visceral fat is just like excess subcutaneous fat. Again, it's not the cause of disease, but in our Western world, as we label it, it's a diagnostic tool to say you're likely metabolically, inflammatorily unhealthy.
Oh, here's another question. Fatty liver is a problem? Is it not?
Well, what's the job of the liver? It's to make and store fat and make VLDL and ship it around the body. So in fact, the liver converts amino acids and sugars via insulin to fat. But when we call it a fatty liver, it's like excess visceral fat. It's a sign that you're a high plant protein, low animal fat, 3 to 6 meal eater. But remember, there are plant substances that cause, and viruses, bacteria, yeast that damage the liver also without a fatty liver. And so liver cirrhosis, fibrosis, and inflammation are very common. But once again, we're all fat phobic. We discriminate against fat and obesity all day long. That's our biggest problem. We call you fat, and then you feel bad. And what do you want to do when you're depressed and feel bad? Because we're telling you you're fat and unhealthy. Eat more happy food, right? And ultimately, what if a fatty liver is not the problem, but inflamed liver is the problem, and it shows up with a lot of fat and obesity, because that means you're eating 3 to 6 meals a day and overeating. Yeah. Yeah. Food abundance.
Yeah.
Food abundance is our problem. But now, if there's a famine, a war, pestilence, disease, would you rather be skinny or fat?
Fat.
You better believe it.
Yes.
Well,
And so-
at the moment, I'll probably last longer than Dr. Kills, I think.
Okay, last question.
We
I'm not
gotta
going to ask
go.
any more. We
gotta
gotta go.
Gotta go.
Sunscreen, yes or no? No. No sunscreen. You don't burn on a carnivore diet, actually.
It's less likely, less frequent. Certainly, being out in the mid sunlight for most Northerners all the time is not good.
I forgot we have to do the
All right,
giveaway.
let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get going. I got to get to the office. Have a great day, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody. I mean,
Bye,
wait, hold on.
everyone.
Dr. Kiltz, if you gotta go. Dr. Avi, if you gotta go, it's okay.
All right. Thank you, Beef Tallow.
Yay, Sherry Kurtley. Good job. Please email me, alia@drkiltz.com, and I will send you a Kiltz's Keto is Carnivore book. Congratulations.
All
Thanks
right.
for participating.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Hill.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Have a good day.